Good morning, Mr. Mikish. So you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Mr. Ajete, you were charged with liquor sale without a permit. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You are on bond for the same case. You've not picked up another case. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 7th, 2025, the officers conducted an undercover vice investigation at a club known as Poppies for operating illegally by selling alcohol without a permit and during prohibited hours. TABC confirmed that the establishment does not have a permit, and the undercover officer observed the defendant working as a bartender. The officer was able to purchase and order a vodka drink. After the officer gave him money, the defendant began to prepare the beverage.
So he's working after hours, you saying?
Yes, Judge. And he was also working at an establishment that does not have a permit.
All right, Mr. Ajete, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I ask you to do one thing, not to pick up any new cases. This is now your third of the same case. I am now revoking your bond and I'm putting you in jail. It goes with you. 5,003. It goes with you. Sorry, counsel. I can't just let it happen.
I understand.
Just over and over and over. At some point, he'll get it.
Dismissed. The first one was dismissed.
I understand, but he's on bond for one, and now he picks up another one. So we're still over and over and over. At some point, you're going to get in life, when you do the wrong things, there are consequences. And I can't continue to let it happen. It goes with you.
So
Yeah, just the old. So I'll leave the new case as is. The bond is at $500. On the case where, on the old case, I'll 5,002. 5,002.
Okay.
He will pop up probably on Monday's docket unless he bonds out. I don't know. So if you want to pop on by Monday, we can talk about it and see where we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks.
On the Taylor amendment you took in, he was already at 2501. Do you want to leave it 5,000?
Yeah, 5,001.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You are Diego Camacho.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Camacho, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 7th, 2025, officers were dispatched to Hardy Road in Harris County, Texas, in regard to a minor crash, failure to stop and give information call. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who was also in police uniform. The complainant stated he was driving on the freeway when another vehicle got into his lane and cut him off to make the exit. The defendant got over and hit the front right panel of his truck with the back driver's side of the defendant's vehicle. The complainant followed the defendant, who had his hazards on, but the defendant did not pull over. The complainant continued to follow the defendant's vehicle until the 911 operator told him to stop following. The complainant gave a description of the defendant's vehicle, and a license plate number to the dispatcher. The complainant pulled over and waited for the officers to make a report with an estimated damage of $2,000. The officers ran the license plate and found the vehicle registered to an address on Skinner Road, and the officers traveled to the location and met with the defendant and his father. The officers were given consent to enter the property, look at the vehicle, and observe damage. The defendant stated he was crossing the lane to get over because there was an opening and that the truck accelerated and hit him. The defendant stated the complainant already hit him and was close behind him, so he kept going. The defendant stated he turned down his street and the complainant kept going. The defendant's address is approximately 7 miles from where the accident occurred.
Okay.
So, Judge, if I may, the complainant was only stopped following him while he had his hazards because he was told on the 911 call. And also, I see on the summary that when they run his license plates, this license plate is license plates GS9711. is missing a letter. Texas plates are usually 3 letters, 3 and 3 numbers. So I'm not sure how running the license plate will go to his house. And additionally, if the correct license plates were also run, then it would actually show that he's not the owner of the vehicle. So I'm not sure how they were able to identify.
Somehow they got to the house, right?
Yes, Judge, they ran it and they got to an address and they went there and met with the defendant.
And then he states that he was driving, right? And the collision occurred, and then he took off. Your license plate, I have no idea. I mean, did they have the full license plate or did they not?
Your Honor, at this time, I don't know. The DIMS just states, as counsel said, just GS 9711. So I don't know in the full office report if it says the full license plate number, but either way, they ran a license plate and they returned.
Somehow they were able to get it to him. I don't know. I mean, if you discover something later that's different, come back and we can revisit probable cause. I'm happy to do it at any time.
Yeah, Judge. And so the reason I say that is because I have the tags for that vehicle, and that's not the license plates that we have on the summary. And that's
I mean, really, we'd have to set it for a formal hearing.
Okay, Judge.
Because I have to give them time to be able to respond to that as well, you know, because that's more, I mean, this is just a mere probable cause hearing.
Your Honor, in the OR, there is the complete license plate. It's the RSG and it continues on. So
I'll check on that, yeah. That's fine, Judge.
So you're saying it was in the DIMS?
in the DIMS, it was missing a letter, but in the full OR, they have the complete license number.
You know, pull the 911 tapes, see what the 911 tape
We'll wait
says,
for
right?
that,
It may
Judge.
be different, you know? Maybe they'll have the whole thing on the 911 tape, you know?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Camacho, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you run his license? See, he has a valid license.
Correct, Your Honor.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That is a condition of your bond. So if I find that you're driving and you don't have a license or you don't have insurance, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'll put you in jail. No more PR bonds.
Eligible, Your Honor.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you have a lawyer. Good job having a lawyer because you do. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. You don't have to come back to court. She'll let you know when you have to come back to court. All right? All right, I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. All right? Thanks. Yes, ma'am.
Right, the council is approaching on page 16. Thompson, come on up.
Can you follow those conditions, Alex,
Just
please?
no contact with the complainant and which other?
I didn't say that, but that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
And then no license, no insurance, no driver's.
Okay.
Inside the Lisa. Go ahead and have a seat in the jury box.
Oh,
This is Lauren Thompson. You are Lauren Thompson. Ms. Thompson, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
one moment, Your Honor. It's Thompson, correct?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay. On February 8th, 2025, the officers were traveling on 4300 Luella Avenue in Deer Park and observed a motor vehicle driving with an expired license plate. The officer confirmed with TCIC and CIC and performed a traffic stop. Upon making contact with the defendant, he observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to consuming 3 alcoholic seltzers, and standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 8 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and refused to provide a sample, and a blood search warrant was signed and executed.
All right, Ms. Thompson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Any prior to DWIs, and does she have a license?
No priors, Your Honor, I'm running her
No,
license
Your
right
Honor,
now.
she doesn't have any priors.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. As long as you're not using, everything will be fine. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, illegal drugs, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand?
Your Honor, we'd like to state that she did tell the officer that, she had, taken some medication. So she did explain to the officer that she was under some medication. So we would like our concern is the revocation of her license. There's motions for.
I'm not revoking her license. I mean, you may continue to drive, just if it does become suspended at a later point, you just have to be cognizant of that it does, that you're not allowed to drive. So just be careful. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with the ALR hearing and all that. So just be careful. Now, you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with her and she'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Just don't consume alcohol. Don't use illegal drugs. If you're taking or no unprescribed controlled medication. If you're taking medication prescribed by a doctor, that's absolutely fine.
He tells lawyer, Your Honor.
Okay, just understand that if you're taking a controlled substance, even prescribed by a doctor, if you take too much, it can be an intoxicant. And if you get in a car, it's bad news. So you just be very, very careful. You understand? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to have you sign a receipt. Victoria will have you sign your bond against Felicia, and then you guys are free to go. Thanks. That way.
One second. All right, Judge. Next judge is page. Do you want the ones without attorneys first?
I don't care. Just
Okay, page 1, or I'm sorry, 2,
don't matter.
Alti, Ahmed.
Have you heard from Eddie? Do you know if he's coming? Have you talked to your lawyer? Do you know if he's coming?
I have a attorney, he's already here at the courthouse. I think he's in another courtroom right now.
Yeah, I guess let's wait for the lawyers to see when. Yeah, it's all right. Just take a seat for me, sir.
All right,
Don't
thank
leave.
you. She'll get her reset.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Judge, next is page 6 and 7. Herrera, come on up.
You were Anderson Herrera. All right. Mr. Herrera, you're charged with criminal trespass. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 6th, 2025, the officer was notified by a witness that a former student, the defendant, was inside Spring High School. The defendant was unenrolled from the school by the associate principal on February 4th, 2025, and was told not to return. Spring ISD school records show the defendant is no longer an active student, and the school officer and associate principal advised the defendant to leave on February 6th a second time, not to return. The officer observed the defendant walking on the walkway with other students, and the defendant continued to walk in the officer's direction. The officer observed the defendant pull his hoodie over his head while walking towards the bus ramp area. The officer was in full uniform and gave the defendant a verbal command to stop and follow the officer to his patrol vehicle. The defendant disregarded these verbal commands and began walking in the opposite direction. The officer grabbed the defendant by his left arm and the defendant began to resist, pulling away to the point where he started coming out of his hoodie. The officer verbally commanded the defendant to stop, and the defendant broke loose and used evasive foot maneuvers to gain distance from the officer in the direction of an open parking lot. The officer notified Spring ISD police and requested assistance. The defendant was detained 300 yards from the initial interaction.
So he was where?
He was at Spring High School.
I know, but was he in the outside or was he?
He was on the outside walking towards a parking lot and walking with a group of students when the officer interacted with him.
He's outside. Was he still any
Still on
point?
the property owner of Spring High School, and they told him not to return to that high school. They told him on the 4th of February not to return to the high school, and he was
Yeah,
on the
I
property.
understand that,
Mhm.
but he's on the outskirts, he's on the sidewalk.
He was walking on a walkway with other students.
Walkway of the school,
It was
near the parking lot of the school, which is owned by the school.
yes, Judge, it was the walkway with other students, and that's when the officer saw him and tried to make contact with him.
I'm just confused. It's already been, it's just a provision.
I mean, I'd like to know where, you know, is he on public property? Is he just on a sidewalk on the outside of the school, you know? Just walking?
He was with other students on the walkway walking towards the
Is
bus.
that,
And further in the DMs, it describes it as the walkway near the portable buildings located north of the band parking lot. So
let's do this, Mr. Herrera. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today so we can get down and dirty with your case a little bit more. Just take a seat for me in the jury box. Let me get you a lawyer, okay?
Judge, can I get on the sign first?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me have you sign a receipt real quick. Can you go ahead and appoint him a lawyer so we can, no?
All right, Judge, next is gonna be page 7, no, 8. I'm gonna get it together. Page 9, Jonathan, Tamisha, come on up. Hang on one second.
Good morning, Ms. Johnson. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while your license is suspended. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
yes, Judge. On February 6, 2025, the officer observed a vehicle with an unreadable temporary tag and initiated a traffic stop. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, and the defendant stated her license plates were in the vehicle, but she did not put them on yet. The officer ran the plates and did a person check, and the return showed the defendant had been issued a Texas driver's license, but it had been expired since 2015 and was not eligible for renewal. The defendant had 7 previous DWI convictions and an open warrant for DWI.
7 prior DWI convictions, and now she had an open warrant for one?
DWI, yes,
Where?
Judge. You see, Judge.
So she's currently on bond in another county?
This is out of an active open warrant for DWI out of Harris County, Texas, and it gives the cause number. I just don't know which court it is in.
Can you run her license right now, please?
I'll run it, Your Honor.
I think it's terrible, but I want you to do this meeting with us. You think it's worth the show?
You need to understand, ma'am, that this is absolutely serious business. You know, I have people that send me emails and letters now begging me what to do and try to help them out because they've gotten to an accident where they've injured someone else and they have now been filed a lawsuit where someone else is trying to get $50,000 from them and they're begging, what do? I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have that. That's why we have car insurance, so that when you are in an accident, you are covered because you never know when it's going to happen. That's why they're called accidents and not on purposements, right? There are many accidents out there that you can, if you maim someone, who do you think they're going to come after? And if they get a judgment after you, it'll trail you for the rest of your life.
We have no license on file for Ms. Johnson in our system.
Stop. If you do not have a Texas driver's license, ma'am, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Totally.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Take it seriously. I don't care if there's a burning building and 50 children that need to be saved. your attitude says a lot, and it's really unfortunate. But somehow we have to get through to you, Ms. Johnson. If you don't have a license and liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive. If you show me that you do, then I will take this restriction off. So let's do this. I will give you, I know you're itching to say something, but I've got a bunch of prosecutors here. I will give you a lawyer today. I'll give you a lawyer. You can say your side to the lawyer, but I'm not asking for much. All I'm telling you, if you don't have a license, then don't drive. Do you understand?
That's why I did my part. They're not honoring it. It's right there. I did in November. I'm just waiting on Austin. I've done my part.
I don't know. So
Exactly.
what you need to do is you need to call DPS in Austin and figure out, hey, what do I need to do to get my license? But I can give you a lawyer today. Talk to the lawyer, and the lawyer can also help you out. But until that point, until you have an actual license and insurance, do not drive. Are we clear? Okay. All right. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to this, then I'll have you sign a wreath of Victoria, and I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We find your lawyer here momentarily.
You
You want to go hire a lawyer?
I have benefits through my company. If you're telling me,
It's up to you. I was offering you a lawyer. You don't have to pay for one today, or you can go hire one, whatever you want. You tell me.
I probably just get one because nobody's hearing me and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Is call somebody to.
Okay, it's up to you. You know, we have great lawyers here.
All right, Judge, next is page 12. Norman, come on up.
I need to put "and" insurance in the name, so I need to rephrase that because I didn't put insurance. I want to make sure that there's insurance in there. Who's this?
Page 12, Norman.
Good morning, Mr. Norman. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. Facing blessing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. She can't give you legal advice, ma'am. Can you follow those conditions on Ms. Johnson as well, please? Yes. Vic, I'm going to have her sign state's bond conditions as well. Okay, so we're going to do probable cause. If you don't have a lawyer, you may be able to qualify for an appointed lawyer. Just don't say anything.
Yes, Judge. On February 6, 2025, on Westheimer in Harris County, Texas, the officer was dispatched to a DWI investigation. The officer met with a witness who stated he observed another vehicle almost strike his vehicle. The witness exited his vehicle and observed the defendant driving a gray Acura, and the defendant appeared intoxicated. The vehicles were then relocated to a gas station where the witness called the police. The arriving officer observed glossy eyes, slurred speech, swaying, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. SFSTs were conducted, and HGN was 6 out of 6, one leg stand 2 out of 4, walk and turn 4 out of 8. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were .222 and .228.
So the stop was there an accident or no accident?
No, just a witness called. Well, there was an accident where almost struck his vehicle, and the witness called. Yes.
So the witness
The
called.
witness called when they got to a gas station, and the officer arrived to meet them there at the scene. After the witness had told them that the vehicle had almost struck his vehicle, and that, according to the witness, the defendant appeared intoxicated.
Mr. Norman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will put you in jail No more PR bonds. Do you understand? Any prior DWIs?
Your Honor.
Please.
No priors, and I'm running his license right now.
You?
License is eligible, Your Honor.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like to apply for a court-appointed
I can
lawyer?
get one then.
You're gonna get one?
If you can get one.
You wanna apply? Okay. Deputy Miranda's gonna give you an application. I'm serious. Don't consume alcohol. They're going to call you to go test. If you fail to go test, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? All right. Hi, do you have an arraignment?
Yeah. Yes, I do have an arraignment. I want to push on probable cause for Benjamin Raymond.
Say it again?
Benjamin Raymond.
Is that from today or yesterday?
He's on docket today.
He's on the jail docket, Judge.
I don't see it, but
20 Benjamin Raymond.
got it. Okay, you wanna do it real quick?
Yes, Judge. So on February 3rd, 2025, at 11:40 a.m., the officer ran a license plate search on a vehicle and found the vehicle to have expired registration. The traffic stop was then initiated, and the officer notified the defendant for the reason of the stop and asked for the defendant's driver's license. The defendant provided a Texas ID that did not belong to him, and the officer asked the defendant for a name and date of birth. A search for the provided information showed the defendant's driver's license to be ineligible, and the vehicle also did not have valid insurance. The officer did a person search on the defendant and found the defendant had a bond condition for an ignition interlock device, and the defendant's vehicle did not have an interlock. The vehicle was registered to the defendant.
With the license plate check, however, I don't believe that there is sufficient probable cause for the stop because with the license plate check, there might have been reasonable suspicion to do the initial check. But if without them being able to positively identify that Mr. Raymond was actually behind the vehicle, I don't believe that there is.
Well, but I mean, there's sufficient to stop, just what, that car, it's not legally on the road, right? It's not registered, so they're gonna, I think it's a good stop because, you know, they get to the car, he's on bond for a DWI, a felony DWI. He's supposed to even have an interlock. He's driving a car without an interlock and then, no, there's problem.
Okay, Judge.
Sorry.
Thank you.
This is, he's had 3 DWI seconds and now he has, I mean,
I understand, Judge.
my God, even more. Yeah, I'm not down with the PR bond on this guy. It just,
He currently does have the $100 PR bond.
they gave him a PR bond. He's got no bond on the felony DWI.
I will also request that the bond remain as is on this charge, on this judge.
I don't know. We'll revisit in a bit. I need to get through.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Judge,
Who's next?
next is page 13. Revocations, come on up.
Guys, don't send him down because I need homeboy to sign an affidavit. Yeah, Benjamin. So don't send him down yet, please. River Bar?
Yes, Judge. Page 13.
Morning, Miss River Bar. Ma'am, you were charged with assault, bodily injury. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On February 9th, 2025, the officer made contact with the complainant who advised that she and her husband and friends were outside by their motor vehicle hanging out, and the defendant was saying things to them about them being illegal. The complainant and the defendant started getting into a verbal argument, and the defendant started to attack the complainant while the defendant was holding her baby and was reaching around the baby trying to fight. The complainant advised she sustained injuries during the assault and was in pain and was in fear for her life. The officer observed the complainant to have scratches and whelps on her right arm.
Hate crime? Ms. Riverbark, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with these people and not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you're a danger to my public, and I don't care who it is, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond sky high. Do you understand? Do we know if alcohol played any kind of part in this?
There's no allegations of alcohol, Your Honor.
And filing those conditions, no contact, no going within 1,000 feet of where this person lives or
Yes, Judge.
works, and then no weapons, please.
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Riverbark, you have the ability to hire a lawyer. Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I will have you sign a receipt with Victoria. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go, man.
This way. All right, Judge, next is case 14, Singleton. Come on up.
All the ups and downs.
Good morning, Ms. Singleton.
Good morning.
Man, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. The officer was dispatched to an apartment complex on Dominion Park Drive and met with the complainant, who advised that the defendant is her roommate. The complainant stated that the two had a verbal argument over rent, which led to the complainant gathering the defendant's personal belongings and throwing them outside of the residence and onto the ground. Approximately 100 feet from the front door, the defendant then walked towards the complainant and struck her on the face and torso with a closed fist, causing the complainant to lose balance and fall to the ground. The defendant continued to strike the complainant until the defendant's boyfriend pulled her away. The complainant advised she felt pain.
Ms. Singleton, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. It looks like a protective order was issued on the 8th of this month. I would get to know it, because if you do something to violate the protective order, like go to the house that's listed in this thing, even if they give you permission, the state can and will file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Do you understand? You're also not to be in possession of weapons as well, ma'am. No contact, no weapons. Ma'am, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay.
I can.
I'm sorry?
I can.
You don't want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
Thought I had one.
No. You have one during magistration just for that very purpose, but that it ends at that stage. It doesn't carry with you forever. So at this moment, you don't have a lawyer. Do you want one?
May I have a court appointed?
Okay. I have an application on file, Deputy Mayor. Don't worry.
Oh.
I have an application already on file. I will have you sign a receipt, Victoria. Don't be a danger to my community, because I only have one place for you if you are. Do you understand?
Sure.
You won't get another warning.
All right, Judge, next is page 15.
Can you file no contact, no weapons?
Come on up. And then sign this.
Well, wait a minute.
Spicer.
Good morning, Ms. Spicer. You speak English?
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On February 8th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a maroon SUV driving on 4 flat tires, swerving with a female driving at Hickory Downs Drive. The officer located the motor vehicle with all 4 flat tires and observed the motor vehicle impeding the flow of traffic due to the condition of the vehicle. The officer observed the vehicle turn left and then right and initiated a traffic stop. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, watery bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and stumbling, with the defendant drinking 1 beer at 5 p.m. The officer conducted standard field sobriety tests, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand, 1 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Okay, any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor. And driver's license is eligible.
Got it. All right, Ms. Fleischer, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You are, as of now, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. It is a part of your bond condition, meaning that if you violate this condition, you will be arrested, you will go to jail, no more PR bonds. Do you understand? Ma'am, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll make sure, or I'll see whether you qualify. If you do, then I'll give you a lawyer today. Deputy Miranda will give you an application. I'll have you sign it with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box, and then we'll get you with all the paperwork. Please.
All right, Judge, next is page 15 and 16. Taylor Derek. Open side pages. Thank you.
You were on bond for a theft case, and now you picked up another theft case. You now stand charged yet again with another theft. You're facing another 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 7th, 2025, the complainant observed the defendant trying on sunglasses in their store in the Galleria Mall. And after the defendant left the store, the complainant noticed the sunglasses were missing. The complainant then reviewed surveillance in which he was able to see the defendant putting the sunglasses in his front right pocket and leaving the store passing all points of sale. The complainant then flagged down an officer who was able to locate and detain the defendant. The defendant was wearing the sunglasses on his face and admitted to concealing them. The sunglasses were valued at $350.
Mr. Taylor, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I am now revoking your bond on the first case. Goes with you. Unacceptable. We will not continue to give you PR bonds. This is your third one. No more. I will appoint you a lawyer today, but you're staying with me. No going to the Galleria at all. Was the prior theft at the Galleria as well?
It was at a CVS, Your Honor.
Okay. No going to any CVS's, and I don't want you at the Houston Galleria. Do you understand?
True.
If I find that you, I don't know if you're going to get out. You get out, you pick up a third case, I'm going to go absolutely nuts on the bond. Do you understand? Goes with you.
All right, Judge, next is page 17. Williams, come on up.
5,001 on the old, and then we'll leave the new one as is. I'm sorry, Vic, what was the last name?
Williams, 17.
Mr. Williams, you were charged with assault of a family member. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 8th, 2025, the officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. The officer met with the complainant, who stated that she and the defendant were in a 7-month relationship. The complainant stated that she shoved the defendant with her shoulder and that the defendant then grabbed her and threw her around. The complainant advised that the defendant was grabbing her face and neck area and has pushed her to the ground, causing pain. The officer observed a laceration on the complainant's hand and a swollen lip. The officer made contact with the defendant, who stated that he lost control and that he admitted to shoving the complainant.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. Do you understand? If you have contact with this person, if I find that you're in possession of a weapon, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I want my community safe. I don't care who it is, what color they are, whether they're a small farm animal, I don't care. Everyone gets protected. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Williams? Okay, I will take a look at an affidavit. I'll see whether you qualify, and then I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria now. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand? And then I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily.
I work with her, so
I'm sorry?
she worked at the same.
That's going to be an issue. I don't want you to have contact with her. Actions have consequences.
So